E aí pessoal, tudo bem? Hoje estamos fazendo mais uma reportagem especial para o Análise Aftermarket Automotivo. Estamos na cidade de Las Vegas e hoje eu tenho o prazer de entrevistar Bill Hanvey, que é o presidente da Autocare, a associação americana que congrega todos os elos do aftermarket automotivo. Bill, thank you very much to find out and slot in your very busy agenda. I know how the things are going during this week, so we appreciate too much your availability to talk with us.
Marcel, my pleasure.
Thank you. So we have discussed before a lot of topics, and I would like you to start telling us a little bit about your career and how you eventually became the president of Autocare.
Oh, well, it would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
And first of all, thank you for allowing us the opportunity. I have been within the automotive aftermarket my entire career. I started out as a sales representative for a filter company called Wix. So I learned to interact with the customers and the end user and the farmer and the fleets and really got a very good understanding of the industry through that. Then I worked for Monroe Shock Absorbers and Walker Exhaust Products, where I gained knowledge in product management and pricing and national account pricing. And then went to work on the heavy duty side with a company called Fleet Pride. And then worked for a company called Dorman. So my career is primarily focused on marketing and sales. I ended my career working for the supplier community as the head of North America for Scheffler Group, and just really valued the time that I spent in the supplier community to understand the entire aftermarket. And then I went to work for the Supplier Association here in the United States for 3 years, and I was fortunate enough to be hired as the president and CEO of the Autocare Association almost 7 years to the day today.
Very good, very good. And I was browsing the Autocare website and I found this statement. Autocare is dedicated to helping every one of those vehicles last longer, perform more efficiently, and keep drivers safe. And this is a very comprehensive statement,
Yes.
you know? And when you look for this and try to split it in parts, it goes for mobility, safety, environment, economy, car owners' rights, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about these initiatives and how these are congregated into the Autocare's vision, missions, etc.
Well, certainly, our industry accounts for more than 70% of the repairs made in the United States. And when you think about that, we are responsible for the upkeep of 290 million vehicles. And the consumers choose the independent aftermarket because we have a tremendous amount of variety in terms of the part choices that they may have. The consumers are loyal to their independent garage on the corner of Elm and Main. Or, in the United States, there's a very vibrant do-it-yourself population who likes to fix their own cars, whether it be because of economic need or because they really enjoy doing that. And that accounts for, almost 20%, or a little bit more than 20% of the repairs made in the United States. So we want to make sure that we protect the independent aftermarket's ability to perform those repairs. Since I took the job, I've really tried to have a focus on making our supply chain more efficient, and that is adding more data so that our members can make better business decisions, and allowing our members to be able to utilize that data to forecast where the business is going. Obviously, safety is a critical component to that, and ensuring that the parts are safe and that the supply chain is vibrant and the parts are available on time. We have product data standards which make it much easier for the consumer and the shop owner to be able to order the right part so that we have it at the right place and at the right time. So it all boils down to the fact that we are proponents of consumer choice when it comes to vehicle repair. And we know that we have to earn that business every single day. And we want to make sure that we as an association are providing the tools to the industry to make sure that everybody in our industry is not only successful now, but are we giving them the tools that they need to be successful in the future and preparing them for the upcoming technologies that are taking place on the vehicles today.
Perfect. And when you have all this together, I understand that probably this is not an easy task to get the associations that are involved into AutoCare. So could you tell us a little bit about how many associations or how many entities are connected to do AutoCare? Because my understanding, if correct me if I'm wrong, but AutoCare is the umbrella, and we have all the associations under this. So if you could educate us, I would appreciate it.
Marcelo, that's a wonderful point. And our members, although they're members of the AutoCare Association, they very much identify with what we call the communities. And the communities you can see right behind us. And we create these communities, or in some cases, the communities come to us and ask us to manage them. And they range from women in auto care. So how do we promote women in our industry to make sure that they are given the tools and the mentorship that they need to succeed, and providing scholarships to young women. Auto care, or ACPN, Auto Care Professionals Network, is it's a community of people who do our product data standards and the cataloging. The AWDA community is our largest community, and they represent the independent warehouse distributor, both on the automotive and the heavy duty side. So very much our individual members associate themselves with these communities. Yang is another one, the Young Auto Care Networking Group. And that is a community of under 40 executives that we mentor, and we give opportunities for education to help build their career. So my team is very cognizant of the relationship that the individual members have with their communities, and we want to continually grow that. We've invested in our community engagement segment of our association to grow that and expand our community so that we can meet even further needs of our constituents.
Perfect. And last time we were together, it was in September in Germany. We are a very international people. And we discussed about our starting to have an association. And I told you AutoCare inspired us to have this. So there is a lot of good memories and a lot of bad memories on it. And would you be, in your perspective, the pitfalls we are supposed to face in the near months or near years to put this together?
Yeah. Well, as you begin to put things together, it's very important to realize that to recognize the legacy of the individual components of what you're trying to put together. People are very fiercely proud of where they came from and what they represent. And it's very important that you recognize those loyalties and where their heart is, but you also have to develop a sense of overall community so that everybody realizes a benefit by working together and collaborating. Because after all, each level of the supply chain is very much reliant upon their brothers and sisters in the other parts of the supply chain. So even though we may be fiercely loyal to one segment, we have to understand that overall supply chain is very interdependent. And if we work together, and if we collaborate and we build one entity where we can collaborate with one another, the results are unbelievable, and it brings the industry together. And that's what's so important, and that's what I'm so proud of at the AutoCare Association, is that we bring an entire industry together, not just a particular segment. So that's critical for your success. Recognize the individuality, but also recognize the fact that when you work together, things are, you can be a much better, much more efficient industry as a whole.
Good. EVs, right to repair, right to connect, change from mobility to ownership to share or use. And I'm talking about things that used to be the future, but the future is present now.
Certainly.
And how do you see this threat to our industry, or don't you see this like a threat?
We have been threatened with technology since the minute we made transition from the crank start to the key start. And our industry has always survived technological advances with the automobile. And not only that, but our industry, in fact, improves upon, in many cases, the OE design. And the technicians that work on those vehicles every day, they see opportunities to improve on that. The suppliers that make the parts, they see an opportunity to improve upon that. So technology is going to come, it's going to grow, but the main thing, Marcelo, is that what's different about where we are today is that the automakers are taking a definitive position to lock us out. And that's something that we have to recognize. That's not really been the case before, and that's only really happened within the last 15, 20 years, that they're taking an active role in terms of locking the aftermarket out. It doesn't make good business sense. It doesn't make sense for the consumer. And that's something that we're very conscious of, and that we are building within our association to ensure that we're advocating for a government solution if necessary, a state solution if necessary, but it's important for our members to understand the issues. We bring the issues to the members, and more so now than ever, your and our members have to become active, and they have to understand that they have to take an active role in preserving the future of our industry.
I see. And you are being watched by a very peculiar audience composed of parts manufacturers, executives, entrepreneurs from the warehouse distributors, part retailers, owners, and also technicians for the repair shops.
Yes.
As we are concluding our small talk in here, what will be your message for these people when you reach them? What will be your perspective for the automotive aftermarket for these people? They're in the middle of nowhere in Brazil.
Yeah, well, the message is that you're part of a $1 trillion industry, a global industry. We do $1 trillion. Just think about that. How big our industry is, whether you're in North America or South America or Asia or Europe. We're responsible for over 1 billion vehicles. So, and that's something that people don't really think of when they go to work each day, whether you're a counter person and working behind the counter or selling parts, or you're a technician, or you're an executive at a manufacturing company. We're a global company. We're a global industry. And we all fit together to one way, shape, form, or another. And it's very important for us as an entire global industry now to start amplifying what we contribute to the economies of our respective countries. That's very important. It's very important for each individual to understand that they have a role in this extremely complicated supply chain, and to feel proud of what we do, and to feel proud that our industry is technological, feel proud that our industry is able to take 1,000 different part configurations from a vehicle and to be able to deliver that part at the right place at the right time. And it's really fascinating what we do. So my message is, be proud of who you are, become engaged in the industry, and collaborate with one another to ensure that our industry is vibrant for another 100 years at least.
Very good. Thank you, Bill.
My pleasure.
Esse foi Bill Hanvey, presidente da AutoCare, Pro-Análise Aftermarket Automotivo Especial. Eu sou Marcelo Gabriel, Head do Afterlab. Esperamos que você tenha gostado desta entrevista. Um abraço e até a próxima.